Hi everybody, Laura here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited to be a part of the Liquid Watercolor Blog Hop with Pinkfresh Studio, and I have a couple of fun projects to share with you that I've created using these awesome new liquid watercolors, and here they are in all their glory. And I'm just going to tell you straight up from the beginning, I am a newbie when it comes to the liquid watercolors. Never played with them before, but I'm giddy about playing with them. I'm giddy about trying it. And got some Arches watercolor paper. And this is all stuff that I have collected because I've been watching Christina Werner videos. That's what happens when you watch her videos. You buy all this product to make watercolor masterpieces like her, and then you never use it because you're a big fat chicken. So I've got this old palette thingamajiggy, is that what you call it? I don't know, but I'm dropping in all the liquid watercolors in the little wells. I'm going to swatch out these colors, kind of getting the lay of the land, seeing what the colors really look like. So when I first dip my brush in, it's kind of a drier brush, so you get that real intense color, and then I dip my brush in the water, kind of fade it out, and seeing how that looks. So you get all the different looks of each color, you know, intense to the light, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm working my way down, and I got to tell you, these colors, they're divine, if I do say so myself. Great color choices. And there's also a black and a brown. One, I think the black's called Licorice and Espresso. I labeled all these so I could look real professional-like. And now I'm moving on to the first card. So I have this wood or plywood board, another purchase made from watching a Christina Werner video that I've never used. And you bet your bottom dollar I'm breaking out that blue frog tape. Going to tape this Arches panel of watercolor paper on all four sides. Then I got a wide brush, dipping in clean water, going to brush down that entire panel because that's how she does it. But try to do a real smooth, seamless rainbow background wash. And so brushing it down with the clean water, I'm going to dip it in the first color, which is, I believe this is called Bubblegum. Great name. And so I'm just going with it. I'm doing it how Christina Werner does it. And so far, not so good. It's looking a little not as gradient as I hope. But we're just going to keep working it over. And it's getting a little bit bubbly there. I don't know if you can see there's like bubbles, but they do pop. And it does smooth out. I think it gets better as it dries. And then I keep going over it to get more vibrancy. I think, you know, these watercolors, as they dry, they get lighter. And then you just add some more, depending on how bright you want it. And I'm working my way up and down. I didn't make it to the purple because I ran out of room. But I'm okay. I'm not sure at this point if I'm loving it or if I'm hating it. You know the emotional roller coaster you go through? I don't know if you're like me, but it's like I can go from being on the mountaintop to down in the valley to the depths of despair to just melancholy to feeling good about life. You know what I mean? It's a daily roller coaster, is it not? I'll tell you what. So I'm going to stop here, let it dry, taking off the tape, and I think it turned out pretty darn good. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. So I've got this Botanical branch die. This is by Pinkfresh Studio. I'm going to die cut about 4 of these just into some white cardstock. It's a very intricate and delicate die cut. So once I get 4, using the spray adhesive to layer these up so I can make it kind of a thicker, sturdy dimensional die cut. And then once I have those layered up, I'm going to spray some on the back and just adhere this right on top of this watercolor panel. Wanted to keep this really simple and let the liquid watercolors be the star of the show. Then I mounted that on a white card base. I went ahead and embossed the sentiment. The sentiment is from the Tealightful Day stamp set. And then, for fun, I adhered some of these clear droplets or clear domes on each one of those little circles on the Botanical branch die cut. And I love how this card turned out. But we're moving on to the second card. I have this fun little house from A Case of the Blahs stamp set. I love that name. I'm going to stamp this house repeatedly with VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And I'm also stamping on Arches watercolor paper, just like I used in the first card. By the way, it works beautifully with the liquid watercolors. So, and I love that you can stamp with VersaFine Onyx Black ink and use it with watercolors. Just makes me happy. So, this is really super simple, and I sped this up to the high heavens because I color or paint so slowly. But this is just kind of how what I did with the swatching. I go in with a dryer brush at the bottom of the house, and then I wet my brush, fade it out. And I just worked my way through the rainbow of the liquid watercolor palette. That's all I did. There's not a lot of thinking going on, and this is pure enjoyment. Got a small little Ranger brush. I have that set of, you can get a set of Ranger brushes. This is probably the smallest one. I'll tell you what, Christina Werner knows what's up. This watercolor stuff could be addicting. You know, maybe I just got to stick at it. Of course, this is very, very simple. You can do this. Anybody can do this. I mean, I'm not mixing colors. I'm not doing botanicals. This is just a row of simple rainbow houses, you know, but I'm loving it. I mean, it makes my heart go pitter-patter. Very simple, almost graphic, almost slightly geometric, if I do say so myself. So I let the panel dry. I trimmed it down, and I'm going to pop it up on a, I believe this is SLATE cardstock. Had to trim that down because this panel actually ended up being a little bit smaller than a standard card size. And then I went ahead and embossed the sentiment, also from A Case of the Blahs stamp set. And I love the sentiment. It says, better days are coming. They're called Saturday and Sunday. Although I would have to argue that Friday might be the best day because Friday's pizza night here, and I live for pizza night. But these liquid watercolors are absolutely amazing. Make sure and check out the rest of the Pinkfresh Studio blog hop. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.